Have you ever met someone who doesn't seek attention, yet effortlessly holds it? They don't dominate the room with noise or flashiness, but there's something about them, calm, steady, and undeniably magnetic. This is silent attractiveness. It's not about performing for others or chasing validation. It's about how you move through the world with quiet confidence, self-respect, and a presence that speaks before you say a word. True magnetism isn't found in grand gestures. It's cultivated through small, consistent habits. In this episode, we'll uncover 11 socially attractive habits rooted in Stoic wisdom. Habits that strengthen your character, refine your presence, and naturally draw people toward you. No tricks, no pretense, just timeless principles that make you stand out without trying to. By the end, you'll see that real attractiveness isn't something you demand. It's something you embody. So, let's begin. Because the strongest presence is the one that doesn't need to shout. Habit 1. Embrace your authentic independence. There is a quiet power in those who do not seek permission to be themselves. Authentic independence isn't about isolation or proving you need no one. It's about standing firm in your values, walking your own path, and finding fulfillment from within rather than through external validation. This kind of self-sufficiency is magnetic because it carries an unspoken message. I respect myself, and I do not need approval to feel whole. In a world consumed by comparison and the chase for validation, true independence is rare. Most people bend under the weight of expectations, seeking affirmation in fleeting applause. But those who move with quiet confidence, guided by their own compass, stand apart. They don't announce their strength, it is felt. They don't proclaim their self-assurance, it is seen in their calm, steady presence. But independence is not easy. It demands trust in yourself when no one is watching, the courage to stand by your choices when they are unpopular, and the ability to find peace in solitude, not as an escape, but as a return to yourself. When you no longer seek noise to feel whole, you become someone others admire, respect, and are drawn to without understanding why. This is not arrogance. It does not say, I need no one. It says, I am whole within myself, and that is why I can truly connect with others. From this place of inner strength, relationships flourish, not from need, but from mutual respect. To cultivate this, ask yourself, am I living according to my values, or am I shaped by the expectations of others? True independence begins the moment you align your actions with your principles rather than external pressures. Spend time alone, not to escape, but to reconnect with who you are. Walk in silence, reflect, strengthen the foundation within. Because when you do, you won't have to chase attention. It will come naturally. Your presence will speak for itself, steady and unshakable. And in a world of noise, nothing is more attractive than someone who stands firm in who they are. Habit 2. Master the art of silent elegance. True power often speaks in silence. Silent elegance is the ability to move through the world with grace, composure, and quiet confidence. It's not about demanding attention, it's about earning respect without saying a word. Those who master this art don't need to announce themselves. Their presence alone leaves an impression. Think of someone who enters a room with a steady, unhurried energy. They don't chase validation, yet people take notice. This is the essence of silent elegance, a blend of refined body language, thoughtful actions, and an unwavering sense of self. Confidence isn't in how loudly you speak, but in how you carry yourself. A poised posture, calm movements, and steady eye contact say more than words ever could. There is no need for exaggerated gestures or forced charm. Simplicity and control are what captivate. Silent elegance also lies in restraint. In a world that glorifies noise and reaction, the ability to remain composed is rare. When others become flustered, the one who remains calm commands quiet authority. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." This is the core of silent elegance: grace under pressure, dignity in every interaction, and mastery over oneself. To cultivate this presence, start by becoming more mindful of your movements and reactions. Slow down, stand tall, listen with intention rather than waiting for your turn to speak. True refinement isn't about perfection, it's about carrying yourself with quiet sophistication, whether through thoughtful speech, subtle style, or the way you handle challenges. Over time, people won't just see your elegance, they will feel it. You don't have to seek admiration, it follows naturally, and in that quiet grace, you become unforgettable. Habit 3. The subtle scent of sophistication. The smallest details often leave the deepest impressions. The scent of sophistication is one of those quiet, overlooked elements that make you irresistibly attractive, not by overpowering, but by leaving a refined trace that lingers in memory. A well-chosen fragrance speaks of self-care, attention to detail, and an understated elegance, qualities that define silent attraction. Scent is one of the most instinctive senses, capable of evoking emotions and memories instantly. How often have you remembered someone simply because of their fragrance? A subtle, pleasant scent creates an aura of sophistication without a single word. It signals, "I take care of myself. I value the details." And it is in these quiet details that true magnetism is found. But this isn't just about wearing cologne or perfume. True sophistication in scent is about balance. A fragrance should enhance, not announce. Overpowering scents can repel rather than attract, but a light, well-chosen aroma, woody, fresh, or subtly warm, naturally draws people in. Even the clean, crisp scent of well-maintained hygiene carries its own quiet appeal. Silent attraction isn't about seeking attention. It's about cultivating a presence that people are drawn to without knowing why. Beyond fragrance, sophistication is reflected in overall self-care. Cleanliness, grooming, and an intentional approach to appearance signal quiet self-respect. Seneca once said, "Let your outward appearance be simple and dignified, reflecting the serenity of your mind." How you present yourself externally should align with the strength and clarity you cultivate within. To embody this habit, be mindful of the details. Choose a scent that resonates with your personality, one that subtly complements rather than defines your presence. Keep your grooming refined, your breath fresh, and your overall presence polished. These are not grand gestures, yet they leave an unmistakable mark. Silent attraction isn't about trying to stand out. It's about being effortlessly memorable. And scent, when used with care and restraint, becomes a quiet signature, one that lingers in the minds of others long after you've left the room. Habit 4. Being fully present. In a world consumed by distractions, presence has become a rare and powerful gift. To be fully present is not merely to exist in a space, but to offer your undivided attention to a moment, to a conversation, to the people around you. This quiet yet profound habit makes you stand out, not because you demand attention, but because you offer something increasingly scarce: genuine connection. We've all felt the frustration of speaking to someone who isn't really listening. Their eyes drifting to their phone, their mind elsewhere. It's dismissive. It makes you feel insignificant. But contrast that with the rare individual who listens with intention, whose eyes meet yours, whose responses show curiosity and care. That kind of presence is magnetic. It doesn't shout for attention. It earns respect effortlessly. Being fully present isn't about perfection. It's about intention. It means resisting the urge to mentally rehearse your next words while someone is still speaking. It's about immersing yourself in the now, engaging without distraction, and making the person before you feel seen. Marcus Aurelius advised, confine yourself to the present. The Stoics believed that true strength lies in mastering the now, not being trapped in the past or lost in the future. When you're fully engaged, you command your mind, your emotions, and your interactions. And that quiet control draws people in. Presence also cultivates awareness. It sharpens your ability to read emotions, sense the energy of a room, and understand the unspoken. This level of attentiveness makes you more perceptive, socially intelligent, and deeply respected. To develop this habit, practice mindfulness in daily life. Put down your phone. Truly listen. Observe without judgment. When you are fully present, you radiate calm, confidence, and care, qualities that make others feel valued in your presence. And in a world starved for real connection, nothing is more attractive than the rare individual who makes others feel truly seen. Habit 5. A touch of mystery. In a world where oversharing is the norm, there is something profoundly attractive about those who keep part of themselves undisclosed. Mystery is not about secrecy or distance. It's about knowing when to speak and when to let silence do the work. A touch of mystery sparks curiosity, drawing people in without effort. Revealing everything at once leaves nothing to discover. But when you hold back just enough, you create intrigue. This isn't manipulation. It's the natural allure of the unknown. Human nature is drawn to what is not fully understood. When you cultivate a sense of mystery, people naturally want to know more. However, being mysterious doesn't mean playing games or withholding for the sake of it. It means being intentional with what you share. Not every thought needs to be spoken, not every action explained. The Stoics valued restraint, with Epictetus advising, "Be silent, or let your words be worth more than silence." When you choose your words with care and allow space for curiosity, you exude quiet confidence. Mystery isn't just about what you say, it's about how you carry yourself. Let your actions speak without unnecessary explanations. Make decisions without the need for validation. People respect those who are comfortable letting their lives unfold without constant justification. Another way to embody mystery is by cultivating depth. Be someone with layers, interests, values, and experiences that aren't immediately obvious. Let people discover new sides of you over time, making every interaction richer and more engaging. To develop this habit, ask yourself, am I sharing to connect or to seek approval? True mystery isn't about withholding. It's about being selective, sharing meaningfully while leaving room for curiosity. When people feel they are continuously uncovering something new about you, they remain drawn to you. In a world where most are an open book, be the story that unfolds slowly. Let them wonder. Let them imagine. That quiet intrigue paired with self-assurance creates an unforgettable presence, one that lingers long after you've left the room. Habit 6. Cultivate cultural wisdom. There is a quiet magnetism in those who carry themselves with confidence and a broad understanding of the world. Cultivating cultural wisdom means developing an open mind, embracing diverse perspectives, and enriching conversations with insights that go beyond the surface. It's not about flaunting knowledge, it's about being someone who listens, learns, and offers meaningful perspectives when the moment calls for it. Cultural wisdom is not just about knowing facts, speaking multiple languages, or traveling extensively. It's about curiosity, genuine curiosity about people's experiences, traditions, and viewpoints. It shows that you don't live in a bubble, but actively seek to understand the world beyond your immediate environment. This depth of awareness makes you more adaptable, more insightful, and more compelling in any interaction. People are drawn to those who make them feel seen, heard, and understood. When you cultivate cultural wisdom, you become that person. You develop empathy for different ways of life, allowing you to connect with people from all backgrounds. Instead of imposing your views, you offer reflections that invite discussion, fostering deeper connections without the need to dominate a conversation. The Stoics emphasized the importance of seeing beyond the surface. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Look beneath the surface, let not outward appearances mislead you." Cultural wisdom allows you to do exactly that, not just with people, but with life itself. It helps you navigate complex social situations with ease because you're not rigid in your thinking. You've learned to see things from multiple angles, which makes you adaptable, thoughtful, and quietly compelling. To develop this habit, broaden your horizons. Read books that challenge your assumptions. Engage in conversations with people whose experiences differ from your own. Travel if possible, or explore new cultures through documentaries, films, and history. The goal isn't to collect facts. It's to cultivate a deeper appreciation for the richness of human experience. One of the most powerful aspects of cultural wisdom is the ability to listen without judgment. When someone shares their perspective, resist the urge to immediately agree or disagree. Instead, seek to understand. Ask thoughtful questions. Show genuine interest. People don't remember those who simply talk. They remember those who make them feel valued in their presence. True intelligence isn't in how much you say, but in knowing when to speak and when to listen. Share your insights not to impress, but to enrich conversations. Speak with humility, with authenticity. Ask yourself, am I open to learning from every person I meet? The most captivating individuals are not those who claim to know everything, but those who approach life as a continuous student. By cultivating cultural wisdom, you radiate a quiet intelligence that draws people in, not because you're trying to be impressive, but because you genuinely care about understanding the world. In a time where opinions are often loud but shallow, be the person who speaks with depth and grace. Wisdom, when carried with humility, doesn't just make you attractive, it makes you unforgettable. Habit 7. The heartbeat of compassion. In a world consumed by haste, pausing to show genuine kindness is a rare and powerful act. Compassion isn't loud, it doesn't seek recognition, yet it leaves an undeniable impact. It's the quiet force that makes people feel safe, understood, and valued. While many try to impress with charm or status, true attraction comes from being someone who listens, cares, and offers warmth without expectation. Compassion isn't about grand gestures. It's found in the small moments. A kind word, a patient ear, a reassuring presence. In a society where interactions often feel transactional, being someone who gives without expecting anything in return is rare, and that rarity makes it magnetic. People are drawn to those who make them feel seen, not judged. The Stoics, often misperceived as cold, deeply valued empathy. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." Stoic compassion is not weakness, it's strength in understanding the struggles of others while maintaining inner steadiness. However, compassion is not about self-sacrifice, it's about balance, being kind but not a pushover, empathetic but not absorbing others' burdens. It starts with listening, not to reply, but to understand. Often, people don't need solutions, they just need to feel heard. Ask yourself, do I make others feel seen and valued? If not, start small. Show kindness to yourself first. When you cultivate patience within, offering it to others becomes effortless. Compassion isn't about changing the world, it's about changing how you move through it. Be the person who listens more than they speak, who offers kindness freely, and who remains patient even in difficult moments. Silent attraction isn't about making noise, it's about presence. And nothing creates a stronger presence than quiet, unwavering compassion. Habit 8. Laughter and joy. Few things are as universally attractive as someone who carries a quiet joy and embraces laughter with ease. Humor has a way of dissolving barriers, easing tension, and making even the heaviest moments feel lighter. When you cultivate the ability to find joy in both the extraordinary and the mundane, you become someone others naturally gravitate toward, not because you demand attention, but because your presence brings warmth and lightness. Life is unpredictable, full of challenges and setbacks. But those who can smile through difficulties display resilience, a trait that quietly commands respect. This isn't about being the loudest person in the room or constantly seeking to entertain. It's about maintaining an inner steadiness that allows you to see life's absurdities, laugh at your own missteps, and embrace the moment without taking everything too seriously. Stoicism, often mistaken for cold seriousness, actually encourages this mindset. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Choosing to meet life's unpredictability with humor is a form of strength. It shows emotional control, the ability to rise above frustration, and an acceptance of what you cannot change. Laughter also deepens connections. Think about your closest friendships. How many of them were forged through shared laughter? Humor builds trust, fosters belonging, and makes people feel at ease in your presence. When you can laugh at yourself, it signals confidence and humility, making you both relatable and quietly compelling. But true joy isn't forced. It's not about trying to be the funniest person in the room. It's about being present enough to appreciate life's lighter moments. Pay attention to what makes you smile, lean into it, and share that energy with those around you. Choose to see the humor in everyday moments, not as a way to escape life's difficulties, but as a way to embrace them with grace. Ask yourself, am I allowing joy to be a part of my daily life? Silent attraction isn't about grand gestures. It's about steady, effortless qualities that make people feel good in your presence. And joy, when shared authentically, leaves an impression far deeper than words ever could. You don't need to force it. Just find the small moments of joy and let them radiate naturally. When you do, you'll notice not just how much lighter life feels for you, but how much brighter you make it for everyone around you. Habit 9. The art of self-care. There is a quiet magnetism in those who take care of themselves, not out of vanity, but out of deep self-respect. True self-care is not indulgence, it is discipline. It silently communicates that you value your body, your mind, and your well-being enough to invest in them. This quiet commitment makes you attractive in a way that goes beyond appearances. It projects balance, self-respect, and inner strength. Prioritizing self-care sends a powerful message. I respect myself enough to care for my health and happiness. This confidence draws people in, not because you seek attention, but because vitality and balance are naturally compelling. Self-care isn't about chasing perfection, it's about consistency. A person who exercises regularly, eats well, and rests sufficiently exudes quiet discipline without needing to say a word. When others see that you respect your body, they instinctively respect you too. But self-care extends beyond the physical. Life is demanding, and without emotional and mental resilience, even the strongest will falter. Those who cultivate self-care practices, whether through meditation, journaling, or quiet moments of reflection, develop a steady mind. And in a chaotic world, a calm presence is magnetic. The Stoics understood this deeply. Seneca wrote, "A sound mind in a sound body is a short but full description of a happy state." When you care for both your body and mind, you create harmony that others feel, even if they can't quite explain why. Self-care also means setting boundaries, knowing when to step back, when to rest, and when to say no. Those who respect their own limits command respect from others. Boundaries protect your energy, and when you are selective about where you invest your time, you naturally cultivate presence and self-assurance. Ask yourself, does my self-care reflect my self-worth? If not, start small. Prioritize rest, nourishment, and moments of stillness. Over time, these small acts compound into a life that feels balanced and fulfilling. True self-care is not selfish. It is essential. When you care for yourself, you show up better for others. You have more patience, energy, and clarity, and that quiet sense of balance, it's powerfully attractive. People are drawn to those who radiate calm, not because they try to be noticed, but because they've built a life that speaks for itself. So take care of yourself, not for validation, but because you deserve it. And watch how, without a word, the world takes notice. Habit 10. Emotional intelligence and social awareness. There is a quiet power in those who understand both their own emotions and those of others. Emotional intelligence and social awareness don't demand attention. They naturally earn trust, respect, and admiration. Emotional intelligence starts with self-awareness, the ability to recognize, manage, and express your emotions without being controlled by them. Imagine being in a tense situation where everyone is reactive. The emotionally intelligent person doesn't escalate the tension. They stay composed, observe, and respond thoughtfully. This quiet steadiness makes them someone others naturally look to for guidance. People don't always remember your words, but they remember how you made them feel. When you listen with intention, engage with sincerity, and create space for others to be heard, you leave a lasting impression, not because you dominate the conversation, but because your presence makes others feel valued. Social awareness, on the other hand, is the ability to read a room and adapt accordingly. It's about knowing when to speak and when to listen, when to step forward and when to hold back. The Stoics understood this deeply. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." A person who embodies this principle moves through life with quiet confidence, never needing to force their presence. To develop this habit, practice mindfulness. Pay attention to how you react in emotional situations. The goal isn't to suppress emotions, but to master them. Stability is magnetic. When you remain calm, others feel safe around you. Finally, be aware of the energy you bring into a space. Do you add calm, or do you contribute to tension? A person who is socially attuned enhances every interaction, not by demanding attention, but by elevating the atmosphere around them. In a world of ego and impulsiveness, emotional intelligence is rare. It doesn't need to be announced, it's felt. And when you cultivate it, people won't just be drawn to what you say, they'll be drawn to who you are. Habit 11. Consistency and reliability. Few qualities are as silently attractive as consistency and reliability. In a world where people often overpromise and underdeliver, being someone who follows through, who shows up when it matters, sets you apart. It's not about seeking recognition, but about building quiet trust through steady actions. Reliability creates stability in relationships. When people know they can count on you, whether for advice, support, or simply keeping your word, it fosters deep respect. You don't have to announce your dependability. It's revealed through actions over time. A reputation for reliability is earned, not declared. This doesn't mean perfection. It means showing up, even when it's inconvenient. In a world where plans are easily cancelled, commitments are made lightly, and promises are broken, being someone who does what they say they will is rare and powerful. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Consistency is the embodiment of this principle. You don't need to talk about your values, live them, and people will notice. Reliability is also a reflection of self-respect. When you honor commitments, you're not just proving yourself to others, you're proving yourself to yourself. Whether it's personal goals, habits, or values, consistency builds quiet confidence, a trait that is deeply attractive because it is earned, not performed. To cultivate this habit, start small. Keep your promises, no matter how minor. Over time, these small actions compound into something greater. Emotional consistency is just as important, being someone who remains steady, not reactive. People are drawn to those who bring calm energy into a room, those who are unwavering when things get difficult. Ask yourself, am I someone people can rely on? If not, begin by being consistent with yourself first. Show up for your own goals, your own well-being. From there, extend that same reliability to your relationships. The world is full of distractions and fleeting commitments. But those who are steady, dependable, and true to their word create a lasting impact. True attractiveness isn't about making noise. It's about being someone whose presence, actions, and integrity speak for themselves. As you move forward, take a moment to reflect. Which of these habits speaks to you the most? Which one will you begin to cultivate today? Remember, transformation isn't about sudden, drastic changes. It's about small, intentional steps that over time shape a presence that speaks for itself. If this video resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Share your thoughts, your experiences, or which habit you'll focus on first. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more insights on mastering quiet confidence and personal growth. Stay grounded, stay intentional, and keep becoming the best version of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.